And Zahirah goes to these people, to these probably, I'm assuming, straight blokes, and goes, "Hi, sir, would you like a ladyboy in your photo?"
Get ready for this spoonful.
Hi everyone, this is Actavia and welcome to another episode of The Spoonful. Put your lemons away, put your limes away, because honey, all the bitterness is on the pod today, okay? She's not sweet, she's not sour, she's a fucking bitter little bitch. Welcome to the stage, the most bitter queen of UK versus the world. Actually, of the franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race, it is Zahirah, the Bitter Panther.
Hey everyone.
I'm obviously joking. So, hello everyone. We obviously did a recap type of thing on after episode 3, and we've had a few comments say that you wanted another one after the end of the season, and we've literally just watched the finale tonight. So, as we started off on that note, what do you have to say to people that might think you're bitter?
Oh my god, so basically, coming up to the finale, to give y'all a little bit of context, I came back to Twitter.
Yes.
I came back to X because throughout the season I had deactivated it and was like, I don't want anything to do with it.
Fair.
Some of the dark side of the Drag Race fandom got to me.
Yeah.
I wonder what the finger did to me.
I was thinking about the lyrics then. Body tea! Body tea!
And I put out a post saying hashtag Team Gawdland.
Yeah.
And all of the posts and all of the reposts were saying bitter brigade.
Yeah,
all
that's
of
a bit
this.
crazy.
And then I was like, first of all, with the top 4, I'm friends with every single one of them, but I'm allowed to root for who I want to root for, just as well as you're all allowed to root for who you want to root for. And I want to root for Gawdland, so I'm going to put hashtag Team Gawdland. That's nothing to do with Kate, because me and Kate are mates. We are. So y'all don't have to worry about that.
But also, like, I'm not saying Sminty's bitter, because she's not as well. She's exactly the same as what you've said. But you don't necessarily have a reason to be bitter towards Kate, because the whole situation happened between Sminty and Kate, not you and Kate. So it's like, you can... I'm not contractually obligated. You have no reason to be bitter towards Kate, really.
Exactly. I've not got no contractual obligation to root for, oh, this is a UK girl, I must root for her. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do find that weird how the fandom is a bit... By the way, if I pause during this episode while I'm trying to think, it's because I've noticed how much I say the word like in my podcast. So I'm trying my very best to not say that. So if I pause, I'm trying to think instead of saying
nevertheless.
Nevertheless. But yeah, I just find it strange that just because you're from the same country, that it's not how it works.
100%.
Just because you're from the same country doesn't mean that you're the closest to that person. You should naturally root for them. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, absolutely. For me as well, it roots a little bit deeper because me and Gawdland connected really well with the shrieking girls of the season. The shrieking girls.
Oh, I thought you said the shrinking. I was like... Oh.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, little ladies.
Little ladies. But yeah, we're both very loud. We're both very, like, I guess, just like obnoxiously loud. And we connected very well. She's Asian. I'm Asian. We got very, very close. And she's one of my best friends, and I'm really, really grateful for her. Regardless of that, the top 4 are amazing, and I've got relationships with every single one of them.
Yeah.
I just happen to be Team Gawdland. And it's so important that... Yeah, we'll get to that, but it's so important for me as well, I think, because, like, this is the most Asian representation we've had.
Exactly.
On, I think, an international season.
Yeah, I'd say so. That makes sense.
Yeah, for Asian girls. So it's just, I think it's an amazing thing what Gawdland's been able to do this season. Before
we go on from where we left off last time, which was obviously episode 3, I do want to talk about what you've been up to since we last filmed. So, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because there is one story I want to talk about. But what have you been up to since episode 3, what like gigs wise and stuff, like how have you found everything?
Yeah, so been doing weekly viewing parties over at the Goose in Manchester. Lovely bar.
Lovely
bar.
The Goose.
Lovely the Goose. We've done the Brits together.
We have, which is the story I want to talk about.
Yeah, so we were at the Brit Awards. I don't know what story you want to say though.
Actually, it's you. I can cut it out if you want me to.
No, go ahead.
You probably.
Of course.
So basically, with the theme of it was Alien Superstar. So we had to go all in these extravagant looks and whatnot, and we all looked fab. I will take a post picture there. Zahirah obviously wore your Star Runway. And then we had, pretty much, to be totally frank, we weren't able to watch the Brits. I don't know if it was because of capacity or whatnot. So what us queens had to do is we had to just wait around pretty much. So Zahirah decided to take her makeup off and then go into and I mean the seediest sissy mode I've ever seen Zahirah in. And what we basically had to do throughout the night was there was these photo booths, and we had to stand there and
take pictures with the sponsors,
help them work around it and blah blah blah. And Zahirah goes to these people, to these probably, I'm assuming, straight blokes, and goes, "Hi, sir, would you like a ladyboy in your photo?" "Hi, sir, would you like a ladyboy in your photo?" Me and Marmalade were like, because it is so funny, and you can obviously say it, but it's just the thought to me what went through my head.
Not within the queer community.
Yeah, it's the fact that man, one of those men, is probably gonna go home and be like, "Oh yeah, look at this photo. There's a ladyboy in it." It's kind of controversial, but it's also
I wore a horror's like
breastplate.
Well. Yeah,
I mean they were the exact same color.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just had to bring up that story because that is. What else did you say? Oh, there was this boy called Lucas, and after the photos were taken, I think he must have printed them off or something, and then you go, "Lucas, you really woke that up."
No, and what the thing is, like, I get in these sort of vibes and moods, and her and Marmalade would stand in a corner and just piss themselves. You and Marmalade are a menace together.
Because you're a menace, that's why. It was just the way, because I think it was just the craziness of it, because it's just, like, what were you talking about? Lucas, you really woke that up. Like, what were you talking about?
I don't know, I just get into these moods of, like, I don't know. It's just
so funny.
It's just like, Actavia, like, you want a photo with me, sir?
You want a photo with me, sir? Do you like girls?
Yeah.
But moving up back onto Versus the Will, what was episode 4 again?
Episode 4 was the girl groups.
The girl group. Oh yeah. How did you find the girl group? Because I'm guessing you were quite nervous since you went home in the last one.
Actually, I was really excited to be able to redeem myself.
Yeah.
I got tasked with choreographing, and shout out to LaBelle because because that was all her, so thank you so much. I can't afford any royalties. However, thank you, LaBelle, for the choreography.
Yes,
that's
LaBelle,
amazing.
Our sister.
By the way, P. Louise of drag.
That is so LaBelle. By the way, if I know I did a episode with Kin last week, so someone commented that they want LaBelle, so I will try to get LaBelle for whoever that comment was for. But was there anything that you were nervous about going into the girl group then?
So with the girl groups, I really think I did super, super well.
And you looked fit.
Thank you.
You looked so fit.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was really excited for the girl groups, and I thought that I excelled.
You did.
And at that point, yeah, I was getting kind of sick of safe.
Yeah.
Because the face crack when RuPaul had announced me safe, I was like, just pure disappointment. Just pure disappointment. Not to like swap anyone out from the top or the winning spot or whatever. I just wanted to be with them at that top spot.
And also, it's not like you, at any point of the season, you really did... Well, no, I was going to say up to that point, but you didn't throughout the whole season. But it's not like you were doing bad to justify your safe. I feel like, not even just as your friend, there was many opportunities where they could have put you to the top and it would have been justified. And that was also a moment of that. So I totally understand your concept of thinking, oh, this is just now becoming...
Yeah, it's getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it's becoming disappointing because you were really excelling. You were doing really well. And then it's just the case of always missing that top spot. So it's just fucking annoying. But were you happy? How did you... By the way, I know this was...
We're flashbacking.
Yeah, we're flashbacking and we just... decided to do this on a whim. So how were the teams decided again?
So Gawdland, who had won the challenge beforehand,
yes.
and Fontana, who had won the lip sync beforehand, and Gawdland had picked me first.
Were you happy with your teams?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The
Dollargrams, which we are going on tour.
Yes.
The Dollargrams are going on tour with myself, with the drama of the season, Sminty Drop, the fashion queen.
Yes.
We also have Mug for Days, Top 4, Royalty, Mariah, my mother, my sister of life, and the winner, Miss Gawdland. So come and see the show. We're going.
Is Zahirah not in yours?
No.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
And so come and watch the show and go. Come to the UK dates or the Europe dates. We'll see how much we can expand it. We'll try and go to your city, hopefully, and yeah.
You can't read the Dollargrams.
Yeah, I put the ass in asteroid.
When I shout Zahirah, do you know what my favourite thing is to do? Singing Gawdland's verse like a little baby.
Did you come from far?
You can put your DNA somewhere we'll make away. I love doing it. I just love Gawdland. I just absolutely love that diva.
She smashed it.
I cannot wait to meet her.
Which actually, her heels had broken from the first performance of doing that, because but maybe the audience don't know, we filmed the girl groups twice.
Yeah, of course.
And the first time, so from the lift, she drops down into a jump split.
Oh, was it a split?
It was a jump split. The first take.
Okay.
And her heels broke from that jump split. And then on the second take, that's why she dropped down to her knees.
Right.
Which was the final take. But yeah, she did that whole thing with broken heels. And she still slayed it, and she was in the top.
I could just imagine the first shot, the heel just going, boom,
yeah.
And then that's the end of the season.
And yeah, I remember backstage, Sminty being really like, I wanted to, as her friend, like calm her down a lot, because she was really going through it in her head.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really hard day for her. I think coming from as well the day before, when we were like choreographing, and she had been, I guess, laughed at by Naomi and Kate. It was really hard for her, and I actually defended her a lot more than what they showed.
Okay.
Like, I went off. You know how sometimes I go off?
Yeah, you can randomly start a conversation at a normal level, and then you'll be at the end and be like, come on in.
Yeah. I feel like there's 3 points of me where it's like calm, hi sir, and then and then
bad man like road bad man Zaza.
Yeah,
welcome to the stage, bad man Zaza. That's your drag tour if you ever have one, bad man Zaza.
But yeah, those are like my 3 stages of like
and also I know I kind of chime in when I give my 50 pence, whatever the saying is, and trying to come for the girls in a way where I'm protecting them or whatever. But for those of, and I know I literally said this on the last one with you and the last one with Sminty, but for those of you who are still calling Sminty bitter or insecure or whatever, or just coming for it in any way because of that moment or any moment from the season, just enjoy it. Like, Sminty is fine with most of the cast from what I know. That moment, she has the right to her own feelings. And again, it just baffles me how so many of the fans will say, oh, it's a boring season, whatever. And again, I think I said this to Sminty, but when the cast was announced, when you had just left, it was so much, oh, what is this flop season going to be? What is this our awful cast? Look at you all now. It's one of the best seasons there's been in such a long time. And not without Sminty specifically, but without the drama, which was a lot of Sminty, would it have been as good of a season? Probably not, because you all live for drama. So when someone gives it to you, don't start being, oh, she's just a twink in a wig and blah, blah, blah. Like, just shut up and enjoy the show.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so annoying. And I don't know, maybe it's because I've gone through the experience of Drag Race, but sometimes I'll watch the TV, the show, and I'll love it so much. And then I go onto Twitter because, like anyone else, I'm a fan of the show and I want to see what the tea is.
Oh, you're such a big fan, just like me.
Yeah, but then to go on Twitter and then see so much of the girls being dragged for no reason at all. It's actually just like, it sucks all the fun out the show.
Oh, for sure.
It sucks it out so much. And just skipping to the finale now that we're on the topic. One thing I have to say, and I think I've said this before, and if I have, I apologize. No, actually, I don't apologize because it's so fucking true and it needs to be said. If any of you fuckers are watching this, and I know I sound like, I sound like Zaza Roadman or whatever.
Yeah, very that.
If any of you fuckers are still on Tia Coffee's back, leave her the fuck alone.
Literally.
Leave her alone. I do not understand the concept of, if you wanted Marina to win, fine. Not only has it been 2 years, get a grip, but the fact that people are so ridiculous in the way that...
People throughout her reign have really been horrible to Tia.
But after last night's episode, which obviously on this case was just a few days ago, because this is obviously coming out on Sunday, so many of the comments I've seen of her runway look is of her... crowning look or whatever the word is, saying, oh, does she ever look good? This is awful, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, it does not. You are saying that because you're a hating little bitch. Sorry, I'm
right, exactly. No, she looked amazing.
She looked amazing. I'm sorry. If, like, someone... this is the only person I can think of that has like a similar aesthetic of who would wear that besides myself. But for example, if Kieran wore that, it would look great, and Tia looks great, but people would eat it up depending on the queen. Like, you can't say she looks awful just because you don't agree with her reign and all that when she does not. The dress was gorgeous. The dress was made by Malon Fashion, which is made some of Sminty's looks,
made like, some of my looks, made some of yours.
So many UK girls looks. I don't know. It just annoys me. It's like, you can still feel maybe don't agree with her win, fine, that's the name of the show. But for you to randomly just say, oh, she looks awful, she's this and that, just because you don't agree with her win 2 years on, get a grip.
Her reign's been amazing. She's an amazing person. And she's been actually saying this, she's been such a great support to me throughout the prep process for Versus, and throughout the whole thing anyway. Like, through the prep process, she got me in touch with now what has gone viral with even, like, the nerdy fans outside of the Drag Race fandom.
Okay.
The Mystique look. So she got me in touch with her designer for that because Tia had some latex looks for Versus as well. So that was amazing. And Tia also provided me with her joke book that she used and helped her out for her stand-up comedy challenge from her season, which she won.
Yeah.
Which she won, which then got confiscated from me on set.
Oh.
Because I think a queen had told the challenge team that it was contraband. However, I think I saw everybody with notes and their own material that they brought pre coming to the show, but apparently my joke book that Tia had used previously on the previous season was not allowed. But you know, hey, I got sent home that week.
Yeah, that is a bit crazy. No, I got a little bit heated there, but I don't know. Sometimes things like that just really annoy me, and it is just so true. And I just feel like Tia's such a lovely, genuine person. And I'm by the way, I don't know Tia that well. Like, I've only met Tia a handful of times, so I'm not saying this as if like she's my best friend and we're just trying to come to her rescue. Not that she needs someone to come to her rescue. I'm just saying it because it's just true. People just need to move on and enjoy the season for what it is. Make it like enjoy Gawdland's reign. Stop making it about Marina. Marina's fine. Marina's she's slaying it.
She's got new boobs.
Yes.
She's a trans goddessa of life. Literally. She's on her own journey. Marina's journey is so separate from Tia's journey. And two things can be true at once. Marina is fierce, but so is Tia. And we should just leave it at that. If y'all are a Marina supporter, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you're a Tia supporter, that's cool. But y'all don't need to like pile on.
Yeah.
Pile on Tia. It's done. It's done. Get over it.
And that's the end of that. Going back to your Mystique and what was it?
Are we going into episode 5?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to episode.
But since you mentioned the runway look, was that when you got the concept, the runway theme of villains? Is that the first route you were gonna go on?
I was actually thinking of Transformers, and do like a Megatron.
Oh, okay.
A Megatron kind of look. However, got in touch with like a Thai designer, and it was just costing way
I can imagine
much.
because all of the armor pieces and stuff like
that. Like armor pieces, transformative, whatever was.
You were gonna like actually make them move and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Work.
So it was costing too much, and basically I wanted things within my package to involve things that I've loved throughout like my childhood.
Yeah.
And Mystique and X-Men and just being like a little geeky nerd was definitely something that I wanted to incorporate within my package. Kind of like my entrance look was very like Bratz doll. Very Bratz doll coded. So a lot of things were like nods to things that I love, because I think that's what you should do with your drag.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my drag anyway, is the things that I love outside of drag, incorporate it with how I do my art. And I think that's how I enjoy it. That's where I find the fun in it. So when I thought of this concept, first of all, Mystique is like the sexiest, most misunderstood like villain ever, and I used to draw her as a kid. I've got makeup of me as an 18-year-old as Mystique and stuff. And Scarlet Witch is a fucking icon, and the way that I had it in my head and visualized it, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear prosthetics. I'm gonna bejewel the fuck out of my face.
Insane.
Thank you so much. And I didn't quite expect it was Bonnie who then said, "Girl, have you seen like you're in so many like Marvel forums on like, X and Twitter and like these Marvel pages and stuff?" And I was like, this has touched an audience that goes outside of Drag Race, and I'm really for me that was kind of like, I may have been safe a lot of the time, but that for me was like a winning moment to be recognized by like fandoms across the world. Bitch, it was a bitch to put on.
I could imagine. Usually, whenever we were on Drag Race together, you were always the first one to get ready. Was that the case on that look? Because I could imagine that surely that took you a little bit longer.
That took me a lot longer because latex is really hard to get into, and it's very sweaty. It's very, very sweaty. Thank God RuPaul likes it cold. Because we got told that when it came to the vinyl runway, Lil couldn't breathe through her vinyl, and she was sweating like a pool.
And she said before she lip synced, she was like nearly gonna
pass out. Oh yeah, and Kieran for her headpiece look, just a pool.
Oh my god, get the chiffon!
Yeah.
But with that look, I remember you. If you don't want me to sing, but obviously,
go ahead.
Zahirah is one of my besties, so obviously she's going to show me some shit before it comes out. But you would often do is, because Zahirah actually didn't tell me a lot about all that much about the season, which I was really happy about because I was watching it with a fresh pair of eyes and not knowing what was going to happen. But what you would randomly do on like a Wednesday or something, you would just send me a expiring photo of some of your runway looks on the most random days. And I remember when you showed me that Mystique one, I was absolutely gobsmacked because the way, it just looked so good. And the photos that Nick took, honestly, it was just, I remember just wishing that was an expiring photo at the time, because I swear to God, it would have gone straight to the wank bank.
Oh, baby.
It was so good.
I also think, like, from this season compared to season 6 was, I think I focused so much on just being beautiful on season 6.
Yeah.
And
you really didn't focus on being beautiful this time around.
No, not at all. No. And I think something that I really wanted to show this season was like my mug, my artistry. Every single week was a different mug, a different eye shape, and like that I'm more than just trying to be a CD sissy. To be pretty. So I wanted to like really push it with like the looks and like the concept, from the hair to every single detail was really thought about. And I was like, even the heels for that week, I had the red boot on one leg, and then I had another heel. They were two different heights. So
were they?
There were two different heights because there were two different heels. So because one was a boot and one was a heel, and then the designer had covered that in latex because I was like, I need it to cover head to toe. So all those little details, it has to be like thought of. And I'm really glad with how it came out, and I'm really happy with that part of my package.
It was just insane. What challenge was that again?
That was the silent
The silent
movie
movie. Okay, so I remember. So not gooning and baiting on the pod. So I remember when we were watching the.
6,
Right, what is 6'7"? I don't know. What is 6'7"? I don't get it. Don't get it.
6'7".
Don't get it. I remember when we were at the viewing party the whole time. I thought it was a really good challenge, and it was really interesting and something totally new for Drag Race. But I remember you just being like, watching it on the mic, be like, "What the hell is going on? What is going on?" But what did you, when you were given the concept of that challenge, how did you feel about it? Was it weird doing, or was it quite fun?
I understood it because I think that a lot of the challenges, if you now go and watch the whole season back, it was, first of all, were the first Versus season to have eight or 9 countries represented.
Yeah.
So it was the most countries represented. So there was a lot of non-English native speakers. So that's why the Snatch Game pageant was a pageant, and it was like panel based rather than not in the booths.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a 1-to-1 with Rue, and they can get the jokes out without having a rebuttal from another queen.
Yeah.
That it's catered for everybody to do well, to be able to do well and excel. With the silent movie acting challenge, there's prompts within English humor that you wouldn't necessarily sort of get, or your cadence wouldn't be able to project
completely.
If you're from a different country, like German humor and a Mexican humor, all of it. Filipino humor is so different to British.
Yeah, everyone's humor is so different, and I think obviously RuPaul and Michelle are American, but the thing is they understand the British humor and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's really good that production did that, and it really makes sense because if it was the type of the normal Snatch Game or a speaking acting challenge, there would be some stuff that the UK girls can pick up on the writing, because most of the writing and stuff is obviously from a UK production team, that they would be able to excel better, which isn't obviously the UK girls' fault if that were to be the case, but it would obviously be a downfall for people like Fontana, Gawdland, and everyone else.
But also, there's nothing to hide behind with that silent movie acting challenge, because it's really all about like your body language, your facial expressions. You can't like save yourself by being like, I guess, loud and obnoxious and like doing the most with like your voice. It's all about like your body. So in that way, like
body tea.
So in that way, like there was nothing to hide behind. So I think that's why we all kind of excelled.
It was such a fun challenge. But when were you expecting to be put in the bottom 3?
No, not at all. Okay.
Or who were you expecting?
And people are gonna say stuff again. I know y'all have feelings about me wanting to do well. I know you all like don't want me to feel like I should do well on a competition show. But me and Kate really were like telling each other, we're like, we're gonna get a double win. Yeah. We're gonna get a double win. Okay. Like me and Kate really wanted it because
we've seen about the order.
Yeah. And me and we'll talk about that. And me and Kate obviously were so excited to be directed by Russell T Davies.
Oh my god, I can imagine. Yeah,
like all of his work have been amazing and have been amazing for like the queer community as well. If you haven't checked out any of his work, it's literally incredible. It's not just for the nerds. If you're a queer person, you need like started Queer as Folk, like so many things. So it was a dream to get directed by him, and he was lovely.
Yeah.
And me and Kate obviously had matching Marvel looks, and we had a little bit of a duo thing, so we were like egging each other on, being like, yeah, we've got this. So unfortunately it didn't play out that way, and the judges didn't see it for my character. But it is what it is. But we got an amazing lip sync out of it.
What was the lip sync?
Crazy Frog.
Oh my god. No, I have to say, because again, you did tell me that Crazy Frog was on the list before.
And you were like, what?
Yeah, and I didn't know what episode it was on. I am so fucking jealous of the fact that they had, or even you as a cast had Crazy Frog. It would have been, I would have loved to do it, and I can't lie, I would have absolutely demolished it. Do you know what?
Absolutely.
Do you know what would have been so fierce? If what's the lyrics again? If they would have been like, dun 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 dun, dun like, you know, it would have been so. It was just such a funny lip sync. What were you thinking about when you were watching it in the back?
I was living, girl. I think that was the watching that from the back, but also watching it as a viewer. I was like, this season is so fun.
It's so crazy.
This season is so fun because Serena, with the orange hair, the blue face, with that green dress, and the chrome bodysuit from her Mr. Freeze runway underneath, was just nuts. Her putting powder all over the floor, and then she...
Yeah, what was the powder sitch?
Okay, so they edited it out, but I think she was snorting the white powder.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, Fontana flicking her clit. Was
pink. That was
that was fucking crazy.
Do you know what my favorite part of it was? Was Serena Moreno
the braids?
Was her going kneeling down and then jumping to the front,
doing the leapfrog.
It was so funny, and I feel like that is the type of song where just stupid, utter crap like that, just works. It's so, and
if I first of all, everybody book your children's birthday party, book Serena for your children's birthday party, and if I go to a Serena Morena gig, she better be performing Crazy Frog every time.
Do you know what? It's not even the fact, because I'm not surprised that the UK production chose to do Crazy Frog. But what's crazy to me is if it was in the top 2 lip sync, fab. Everyone's having a good time. You can enjoy and, you know, just take the piss, because it's the take the piss type of song. But the fact that you're saving your life. You're about to get eliminated from Drag Race.
Got an orange wig on.
You have to try be somehow serious about really not wanting to leave but having to do Crazy Frog. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't imagine being sent home to Crazy Frog.
No, it's like, and she left in that look was nuts. But this season really reminded me of how fun drag can be.
Honestly,
so
I think that's why it's such a good season, though,
because I think some seasons we've got some really like serious, like it's very serious.
Yeah.
Take drag very serious, but like the drag this season is so elevated, but we didn't take.
You were just kind of taking the piss and having fun with each other.
Yeah, we took the piss. We like had fun. It was funny. It was hilarious, and it just gave so much heart and level to the season. I love it.
It was so fab. And speaking of obviously that lip sync, Mariah did give you the Chippy T. Were you expecting her to give it to you?
No, listen, for me, I don't ever feel like I'm entitled to anything apart from a high placement. But for the Chippy T, I did think to myself, I was like, when you go into Untucked, you better just save yourself. And those wasn't fake tears. Like, I really was emotional at that moment, because if you look at the trajectory of like Asian girls from the Drag Race UK series, we're not known to like go past halfway or anything. So for me, it was so imperative to do well, because I don't want the UK nor the world to think, oh, the Asian girls from the UK are like mid, da 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 da. No, I want to show the world that we can excel and we can do well in this competition. So it was so important for me to try and save myself. Yeah. It was so important for me to try and save myself. So I'm happy that, you know, Mariah gave me that, what's it called? An olive branch? Like,
I think so, yeah. Yeah. No, baby, it was called the Chippy T.
It's called the Chippy T. Yes.
I would like to give this to the
heart of my ocean.
The Chippy T. Chippy T!
Chippy T! Chippy T!
Speaking of Mariah, the encyclopedia of Mariah Balenciaga, is that something that you were conscious of going in? And also, if actually, I haven't even asked you this, but did you genuinely just randomly know everything of Mariah? Or did you hear a rumor that she was going to be there and thought, okay, I'm going to research some of these girls?
I had no idea she was going to be on. I had no idea she was going to be on. I had no idea she was going to be on. But when I was prepping, I was looking at old videos, and I was prepping my my Capes runway with Roger, who made my Capes runway. Yes. And in the background, I could hear season 3 being played, and we were working on the Capes look. But season 3 is my most rewatched season of Drag Race because it is the season that I started watching,
and it's such a good season.
And if you really look at like the way that me and Mariah kind of do drag, it's like even on this episode with the reunion, like the gown and then the big hair and like all of this, like the mug, it coincides a lot. And I love her. I'm also just a big Drag Race fan.
Yeah.
If you remember back on episode 1, I was like, to Serena, I was like, so you were judged by Valentina. Oh, Minty Fresh. And she were, Kate had asked her, so what's your drag like? How did you do on your original season? And she was like, I'm going to keep it a secret. And then
and you were like, no.
And then I said, no, let me tell you girls that she won the ball. She won the first episode. She won the talent show. Like, she was the first ever badge winner on Drag Race Philippines in history. Like, I really do enjoy the show. Love, like, France and Canada and Holland.
Yeah.
Nepa. Miss Abby OMG.
Yes.
Reference. Nepa. So yeah, I didn't come into it being like, oh, let's spit out all these facts. They just, it was just in my head, and I do love Mariah. She's my sister.
I can't wait to meet her. I will be meeting Mariah and saying hello on the tour when you come to the tour. I'm such a bad friend for. Oh my god! Sorry. It was the comedy challenge. Obviously you've just spoken about how the fact that your book got confiscated. But how did you feel about your pairing with Naomi? Because obviously you had a bit of friction throughout the season. So
yeah,
if it wasn't, I'm guessing. To be fair, I'm not even just being mean by saying this, but I'm guessing Naomi wasn't your ideal partner. Who would it have been?
I think in that sense as well, we just came from the back of episode 5 where Fontaine had revealed the fact that
oh yeah, okay, can you actually tell us what happened?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So episode 4 had happened and we finished critiques and Untucked was finished. So we get split into groups. 1, Kate, she needs to film her grabbing the chippy tea. Group 2 is the bottom 3. So that's Mariah, Minty, and Serena.
Okay.
So they're all in a room, changing, getting ready, learning the lip sync song.
Right, okay.
Maybe some of them learning the lip sync song. And then the safe girls. So that would have been me, Fontana, Naomi, and Gawdland had been taken to the toilet by one of the Queen team.
Okay.
So we were in the holding room.
Right.
We were in the holding room. So we were left to our own devices, which the production should never leave the girls to their own devices. Yeah. You really shouldn't. So then Naomi just starts talking about... By the way, I love Naomi down. And I've got a lot to say about now how I feel about what she had said. And she said that she didn't care about being in the finale. She just wants to do well and better than her original season. At this point, she had been in the top like a lot.
Okay.
A lot. She's been in the top for the Snatch Game, the girl groups, the talent show, all of this. And she was excelling more than some of the other girls. You know what I mean? Yeah. She was excelling more than me. So I think Fontana had kind of... Because Fontana is a fighter.
Yeah.
And she really wanted to excel and do well and get to the top. And I guess it was a little bit of a flip side for Fontana. I'll say this. At that moment, I thought, oh, well, somebody from her season or somebody from another franchise could have been there, or like another girl from the eliminated queens per se, something like this. However, I think that Naomi is very valid though now about how she feels about that, because we all have our own personal goals and vendettas and what we want from the show and our targets. And she wasn't early out on her original season. Yeah. Maybe she just wanted to showcase more of herself and be happy with whatever place she got. And that's fine.
My question is how did it come up in conversation?
It was literally how it was aired. Was
no, as in like when like when Naomi said, "Oh, the thing about being in the finale." Like, what prompted her to say that? What was the conversation between you girls? Because that's the only thing. Like, because from jumping off of what you said, I completely understand like both sides. Like you said, I understand Fontana's side where it's a bit like, well, why would you say that? Because she's dying to be there. Mm-hmm. Whereas Naomi, from a perspective of maybe not having the full confidence that you're going to get there, or going into the competition thinking you're going to go home early, or she might be, obviously, yes, I know she had just had critiques and whatnot, but she still might have been spiraling. I understand that, because that is something that I might, for example, say that I don't mean when you're just kind of spiraling and just thinking, oh, and you're just kind of crashing out a little bit. But what I'm curious to know is what caused that her to say, like, what was the conversation?
I think that Naomi was like driving the conversation. Me and Fontana, we were tired because we've been rehearsing and also choreographing the girls. Yeah. And also, me and Fontana were really over it after the girl groups. Yeah. Because after the girl groups, being called out safe and then putting on all of that hard work, we were like talking to each other like we thought we deserve to get critiqued at least, and to be recognized for, I guess, the hard work that we had put in from our respective groups. Yeah. And Naomi was just driving the conversation towards that, and we kind of, as soon as that was happening, we were just kind of like quiet. Okay. We were just kind of quiet. And then it got brought up after the fallout, and I think Fontana just had a lot of emotion of not being able to save herself with a chippy tea. And yeah, she threw Naomi under the bus. Under the bus.
So going back to the actual challenge, then, who would have been your ideal partner?
Yes. Wouldn't it have been such a chaotic mess, but the best chaotic mess, if me and Gawdland were in a pair?
That would have actually been crazy. That would have been absolutely batshit crazy.
See, the thing is with me is I level with people. So like, if you're a super calm person, I'll be within your level. But if I'm with someone like Bailey or you
or Ellie Diamond,
like, I really it just switches with my humor. Yes. Like, I really can like turn up the humor when I'm with certain people that are within like the same sort of humor bracket.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just like sort of happens. I don't know, there's a switch in, and because Naomi's more stoic and more of a balanced level, I met her down at like her baseline level, which is like stoic and like more well spoken.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was to be with Gawdland, I'd be like screaming and screeching and doing all the bullshit.
You two would have just been going like
yeah.
But it would have been so funny though. I do think if you and I would have loved to see that pairing, because to be totally frank, I don't think either of you probably would have written out actual jokes, but I think it would have been so entertaining to watch, because it would have just been
a mess,
fun chaos. Yeah, and it would have been like
that would have been great.
It would have been it would have been really good for them to do that actually. But so after you had done the challenge and filmed it and stuff, were you expecting to be in the bottom?
Oh, from the get-go, when they all lined us up very strategically within that line of who we were stood next to, and RuPaul had announced the challenge, I had asked the Queen team to... So RuPaul leaves the set, and I had asked the Queen team to take me to the toilet, and I had a quiet panic attack in the toilet.
Oh my God.
Because... from this point, I was getting really exhausted from the competition. You know what it's like. It's back-to-back filming. From the... Dawn hasn't even started. It's still dark out. Yeah. It's still dark out, and you get home, and it's dark. Yeah. I'm a smoker, so the only time that I see the outside and the clouds was when I had a smoke and a cigarette. Other than that... there's no windows in the workroom, nothing, no concept of time. Yeah, we don't have clocks.
It's a lot.
We're exhausted. So we were at the quarterfinals, and I was like, oh my God, like I felt like the crown was getting further and further away from me, with no top placements, with no like praising critiques, and I was like, this is gonna be my demise.
Yeah.
And that's also why I wanted to kind of go first in the lineup, because I was like, I just need to get it over and done with. Nothing was like running through my head. Like, if you placed me on a room with you with a mic, I could like, I could be like this. If I'm in a room with Bailey, I could crack up some jokes, make them as up as I go, and make the room laugh. However, when it's like stand up is very strictly written. Very strictly written.
It's a lot. It's kind of. It is in a way, but also kind of isn't. But it's very different where, for example, off the cuff, being at a viewing party and making the crowd laugh. It's very joke, which I think Kate is very good at doing.
Yes.
Even in her confessionals, what does she say? She always does a joke about IBS or something, and it seems written, but that's just Kate's personality. So obviously she's going to excel in it because that's just what she does anyway, naturally.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a cop out or anything. I think Naomi was a great partner. She calmed me down so much throughout that whole thing. We actually got closer because of this challenge, and I take full accountability of me not doing well, but I know that I can do better, and I know I'm funnier than what I was able to show there. It was cringe. It was so cringe.
But it was also, there was something about it, because I can't lie, I obviously knew that you were going home on that episode, and then when it came on at the viewing party, I was a bit like, oh God, I'm scared to watch this. But it was entertaining. It wasn't the kind of cringe where it was, oh my God, get this off, this is absolutely flopping. It was just kind of entertaining because it was just, I don't know, it was charming. And I'm not just saying this because it was YouTube, but it was charming because it was, I don't know, there was...
we were probably the most unlikely
duo. Made it funny.
Yeah,
and the one thing I did say to you though, and not that I'm a bloody comedy queen, but the one thing I do think would have really been funny is
the material.
You had the box that said material. It would have been funny if you said, let me just get the material and grab like a piece of fabric out of it or something, or like a bolt of fabric. I think that would have been funny. Ha comedy. But I don't know how long we've been chatting for, but you did obviously do the lip sync with Mariah and Rasputin. I know you've touched upon it online, but for any of those who may not have seen it, do you want to speak about how when the people were saying that, dragging you for dragging Mariah, how it was planned and stuff? Do you want to speak on the lip sync?
First of all, that look, mama.
Actually, before we get to the lip sync, I want to know what this was all about. To report. It was I was like, what's she doing?
So like,
Poor RuPaul would probably shared skitless.
Rue's like announcing like we're about to lip sync for our lives, but like at that point, so for season 6, I was, before the lip sync had started, I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home. Like, I just
knew.
I just knew. I knew that Lil was going to beat me in that lip sync, and deservedly so. She really, really did smash it. However, for this time around, I was like, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've bombed the challenge, but I just can't give up. So that was me like, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready.
It was just the way that you actually looked like you were about to jump over the stage and just start quickly.
Yeah.
You were like, and I was like, ooh, all right.
The mullet was crazy, but what I was going for that look was kind of like a butch queen realness.
And that you did.
Because I thought that it fit the song, and I was like, it's not going for high fam, you know, like human hair ponytail down, like whipping it. Like, I just didn't think that the song called for that. Again, it's another really silly, like, fun
It's
song.
a really silly, like, and again, I would have enjoyed it because there's a lot of different ways you could have done it.
Yeah.
It can be sort of serious, but also can be just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what I did find kind of amusing was Mariah decided to wear a full-length, gorgeous gown, looking all puss, doing Rasputin.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just such a man who
Yeah.
watching on
Right.
It was so, like, polar opposite. That and I think that's why it was such a fun lip sync as well.
So fun.
But how did you feel once you had been eliminated? Were you, because I know for some people, for example, for myself, when I was eliminated from season 6, I felt a bit, not relief, but I felt really happy with myself and blah, blah, blah. I didn't really feel disappointed or angry within myself. But how did you feel this time around?
Actually, yeah, the same. I felt relieved. I felt so relieved because 6 episodes in, people were commenting online like, Zahirah needs a top spot. Like, she's gonna get critiqued this week, and she's gonna get amazing praise. Like, she deserves it. And I knew that filming this 12 months ago, I know that I can't give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
They can't get Zahirah or Zahirah. They're just going to get safe Zahirah and low Zahirah in this. So it was kind of a relief to let go of all that pressure.
Yeah.
I put on so much pressure on myself for Versus. Sometimes watching the season back, I felt like, who is that person? Because yes, I was really competitive. Yes, I was so passionate, but it almost like took a lot of the fun out of drag.
Yeah.
Because I was so focused in a way that it was kind of my downfall a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let go, and like I let go all the time now. When like I do a show, get on the mic, have a laugh, have fun. I couldn't do that on the show. It's
really difficult to do it because obviously you want to be there to have fun and stuff like that, but the pressure of it is it does just naturally get to you, and sometimes you just can't control that.
Yeah.
And I think genuinely you should be so proud of everything you did on the season,
you.
because watching it, I just loved it. Not only because you're obviously one of my best friends, but it was just really refreshing to watch because one, you were just being totally yourself. You brought great TV. Your looks were fab. What I think was one of the most important things to you after season 6, and after having spoken to you after filming season 6, you just felt like you could have done more and you had grown so much. And the fact that and I hope you know this, you did show it so much. The way that you Fly Girl leveled up on Versus the World was so fab. So you should be so proud of yourself, my love.
I really, really am. And the fact that I know there's some haters out there. However, the fans that really see me for me and saw the competition for me and wanted me to do well has really gratified it with my heart, and like sort of confirmed that like, no, I'm not going crazy. I am sickening and I am fierce. And okay, going back to the question of the dragging. So y'all obviously don't know my relationship with Mariah. Y'all saw like me spitting out facts, all of this, all of that. We really had a great bond throughout the season. It was always me next to Kate on one side in the holding room, and she's telling her jokes, because none of the international girls would like understand what she's on about. Because like Kate is very cerebral with her jokes. And then next to me is Mariah, and we're having Kiki and we're having breakfast, and she's telling me all of this political stuff about America and whatever. Prior to the lip sync, we obviously knew that it was going to be us two, and we were saying, she said, I don't know the words. You're going to eat me up, Zahirah. I love you so much. Let's put on a show. And she was like, when I get on the floor, you grab my legs and you drag me across the stage. I was like, yeah, bet, I'll do it. Anything for a good show. And so, yeah, at that point, drag is a contact sport because me and Mariah planned that whole thing.
I don't know if this is probably not her intention, but if it was, this is really fucking clever of her. But her going into the lip sync, knowing she's going to be lip syncing, not knowing the words, she was kind of smart to say, you drag me on the floor, because that would have made it about her.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know Mariah, so maybe it wasn't strategic, but if it was, props to you. because obviously it was a really fun moment to watch.
100%.
But obviously, the kind of the attention would have gone to Mariah because she's the one being dragged, and she's obviously in that gown. So props to you, Mariah.
Props to you, Mariah.
On the reunion, is there anything specific that you want to talk about with the reunion?
I just looked gorgeous.
I'm just gorgeous.
Howling at like all of my reactions. I mean, throughout the season, I was in the back of the runway most of the time. So like, all of my like airtime was me in the back just going.
Yeah.
And all of this, so like me going like this at the reunion was so funny. Like even when I wasn't speaking, I was just reacting.
Yeah, and I think when I don't remember who was speaking, I kind of need to rewatch it because obviously we were at the viewing party, which was really bloody loud. But I think when someone was explaining, I think when Fontana was explaining the drama to Naomi, or Naomi was talking or whatever, you just would randomly at the most like
random moments.
Yeah. It was like I think you did it a few times.
It's true.
It was so funny to watch because everyone at the viewing party was just like fucking dying because you were just
I found that
put your
so
2
funny.
pence in every second. It was just so funny. But obviously, you were Team Gawdland. So I think you posted the video, but watching your reaction to Gawdland winning was so sweet. And I said this to you last night because you could tell not only that she was your friend, but I could see, not to sound like RuPaul, but I could really see that. This sounds so cringy, but do you know what? Fuck it. I could really see in your face and the way that you reacted. It was so genuine from like a little you point of view of just seeing someone that that you were really close with that had also Asian representation that was winning a season.
100%.
I could just see it all in your emotion, and it was so cute because you were fully jumping up and down.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
also you had a few drinks, but it was so cute. So how do you feel now that you've obviously it's all wrapped, Gawdland's won, and yeah,
it's a great cherry on top for an amazing season. We're all very, very proud of Gawdland, and I'm so happy for it. This is so important, not just for Thailand, for Asians all over the world.
Yeah.
I think this is what the world needs, to be honest, because Gawdland is a person that brings so much joy.
Oh my god, yeah.
And like the way that she really emits light. She's put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. It goes beyond Thai people. It goes beyond Asian people. It's just like she brings this sort of light and joy and happiness to people that is so infectious. You can't help but be happy around her. And I think her reign is going to be it's going to be one for the books.
She's going to be amazing.
And she was tough competition. She was the MVP, the highest track record, and you know this. Just like the Asian representation just matters, baby. Just Asian representation matters, and it's important.
Yeah.
The fact that this is our first RuPaul's Drag Race UK and versus the world Asian winner.
Yeah.
First international girl as a winner. From an it's always been Ru girls from the host nation, so it's what the world needs.
It's amazing.
It's what the world needs, and I can't wait to hug her.
Yeah, I can't wait to bloody meet her. I remember when you were on FaceTime with her, and she was like, "Hello, Actavia." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
you know who I am." I still get like that, and I'm like, "Oh, hello, Gawdland."
And she likes English boys. She really likes English boys because
does she like Welsh boys?
Because a lot of English boys go to Thailand.
Okay.
And, they enjoy a little escapade with the dwarves, don't
they? Escapade, baby.
So when she comes to the UK, get your gaudy. It's the reign of God.
Is there anything else that you want to share about the season, or
love you, Gawdland, but Melinda Verga is the queen.
Is the queen with that pink lip?
That neon pink lip will always be iconic, and with gratitude always.
So I don't know if I asked you on the last one. I think I probably did, but I'm going to ask you again. Would you go, I know the answer is going to be not anytime soon, but would you see yourself potentially going back in a few years? If they were to ask you, of course.
Okay, I love that the discourse online whenever I'm on live or on my Instagram comments, people are already saying like Slajan Royale 2, all of this, all of that. So happy that you so see it for me, guys. So happy. I filmed season 6 and Versus pretty much back to back. I'm actually excited to see what Zahirah can do now with the platform that I've been giving from my past 2 seasons. And see what I can do with that before I have a chance to come back. And I know that I've elevated this season.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
However, I didn't have much time to cook in the oven and just like I think a little bit more time to really finesse it so that I can get out of that safe spot. And if I go back, I want it to really, really matter.
Yeah.
To really, really matter. And I did. I was an early out season 6. I did better on this season. For me, I want to go back and just smash it out the park. But also have a sense of lightness to myself. And because I really was heavy. I ate so much and fat. But no, it felt like a heaviness in me watching myself compete. Because it was always about competition. maybe y'all don't see it that way. I can see it within myself.
Yeah.
Watching me, that I was like, it's too. You're too serious.
Yeah.
There was at points where I felt you're taking this way too seriously. So yeah, in time to come.
Would you,
perhaps,
if you were to be asked back again, obviously in a couple of years, would you ideally want to go to a Slasian or like a international host, or would you want to go back to RuPaul?
I'd love to go back to RuPaul. However, I also do think that there is much left for me to do with. I want to do something with my country.
Yeah.
I really want to do something with my country. I want to do something with the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because the fans there have always been so amazing to me, especially from this season. I can't wait to like see y'all again. But from the franchise, I want to spread my juices to possibly a Slasian.
Gorgeous. Speaking of Slasian, we may or may not have a Slasian diva on next week's episode. So please do tune in for next week. And thank you so much for entering the void with us and watching the Spoonful this week, everyone. I really do appreciate it. And as always, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and leave me a comment down below of who you do want to see. And on that note, tune in next week at 5:30 every Sunday. And as always, thank you, Zahirah. You are an absolute star.
It has been Actavia
And Zahirah.
Fly girl, level up.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.